The film starts off with a man called Nathan. He wakes up and finds himself with his foot stuck to cargo from a military cargo plane. He tries to grab on, however his foot slips, causing him to fly off. He grabs onto the last crate and a man attempts to grab him, however he kicks him off. Another guy tries to shoot and look for him, however Nathan surprises him and kicks him off, however he catches on. The man tries to catch up to Nathan, however he gets rid of him. Nathan just jumps on the plane on time before the crates fly off. As soon as he is back on the plane, a car drives towards him and gets thrown out. While falling, a scene cut to 15 years ago, where a young Nathan is dangling off a balcony and his brother Sam is holding on to him. He gets him and Nathan's friend tells him to be quit and explains to look they came for. Here it shows that the boys came in looking to steal artwork. When inside they find a map they've been looking for. Before they steal it, they have a deep conversation, and here we learn they are orphans and their parents are gone. The boy tries to open the cage holding the art, however alarms go off and they are caught. After they are caught, Sam is taken back to orphanage, and they tell him to get his things and leave. Nathan tries to defend him, however the nun tells him to say his goodbyes. He meets him and says he will come with him. Sam says it's best you stay. They share a moment, and he gives Nathan a necklace to remember him and promises he will come back for him. They call his name, and he runs away. The scene then cuts back to the present of Nathan in New York. He comes into work where he works as a barman. A hot blonde asks for a drink and make her order. He tries to chat her up and flirt, but she just gives her card and walks off, shows he got no game. He goes outside and tries to chat her up again, so he tries to light a cigarette, however he smoothly steals her bracelet off her. When inside, he grabs a man's drink off his table, while the man places something in his pocket without noticing. Here we are presented with a man called Sully. He greets Nathan and offers a job, however he questions him and turns him down and tells him to leave. Once Sully is gone, he checks his pockets and finds the bracelet he stole is missing, and he finds Sully's business card with a note for him. Intrigued, Nathan finishes work and visits Sully's office to collect the bracelet he stole of him. They meet and Nathan looks at the workaround and notices the map he and Sam tried stealing when they were young. He begins to go on a nerd rant about the history and Sully is impressed. Sully then shows him about missing gold that old treasure hunter Magellan had tried to find hundreds of years ago, but was never found. Nathan is familiar with the story as he and his brother had dreamt about it when they were younger. He then questions Sully how he knew he knows about this. Sully then explains that he and Sam were very close friends and had gone on a journey to find the gold and used to always talk about his brother. He asks where is Sam now, however Sully explains he disappeared without a trace. Sully is surprised when he learns Nathan and Sully haven't in contact, and he offers to help find the gold with and find Sam, however Nathan turns down the offer and leaves. Nathan goes home that night and thinks about the offer and looks at old photos with Sam. He puts on his necklace and calls Sully saying he wants to help. They meet up and Sully explains there are 2 keys they need to open the safe of where the gold is. Sully tells him he already has the first one and need to get the second one from the auction house. He tells Nathan all he needs to do is turn the power off while Sully goes inside and steals the key. Nathan trains and studies the auction house to figure how to get in. He messages Sully telling him he is ready and tells him he needs a suit before they go. They get ready and here we learn Sully used to be in military and got kicked out of crashing a helicopter. They arrive at the auction house where we see Moncada, a rich billionaire. While they are inside talking, a lady called Joe Braddock is looking at Nathan and waves at him. Nathan mistakes this for flirting, but Sully warns him that she is not flirting and avoid her at all costs and warns him to leave. Joe approaches, however Nathan leaves. Here we learn that Joe and Sully seem to know each other and come across as ex-lovers and have a tense back and forth exchange. Nathan looks at the cross, however Moncada comes from behind and frightens him. They talk about the cross and its history, however near the end, Moncada gives a sly threat towards Nathan, saying how so much blood was spilled when they held that cross. The auction starts and Nathan goes to back and plans to turn the power off. While auction presents the key, Sully is in the crowd and explains to Nathan to be quick as he is running out of time. Just before the key is sold, Sully bids for the key, buying him more time. Nathan, just about to turn the lights off, gets in a fight with the one guard. They have a fight and Spiderman ends up jumping on the selling lights. He jumps on and hangs. While everyone is distracted, Sully, wasting no time, puts on a worker's uniform and gets the key and tells the rest of the workers he will handle it from here. Nathan lands and security stop him. While making an exit, Joe stops him and threatens to pass the key. However, security arrived and they let Sully go, a supposed worker. He then gets in the back of his escape car where he meets Nathan again. Nathan gets annoyed as he felt like Sully left him. However, he explains that he did well and is impressed. They take a flight to Barcelona. When they arrive, we are met by a girl called Chloe. Here she is shown to be Sully's friend. Chloe argues with Sully and says she doesn't want anyone involved and gets close to Nathan, explaining to him not to trust Sully. Here we learn she has the other key and Sully says she will give it eventually. She walks off. However, Sully says check the bag. Nathan then opens it and finds out Chloe stole it from them. Nathan goes after chasing her down. However cool it might look, Spider-Man is still useless. He stops her and explains that he knows the next place to go to find the next clue to the goal. Sully arrives and does reverse psychology on Chloe, making her stay. Nathan explains that we need to trust each other, otherwise they will never find the gold at this rate. He explains we need to go to church to find the next clue, but Chloe needs to give the key back. She agrees to team up. They cool off at an apartment where they have some wine and relax. Later on, that evening, Chloe mentions to Sully's explaining she has noticed Nathan is Sam's brother and asks Sully if he explained what happened to him. Sully says not yet. While talking, Nathan walks in with another bottle of wine, making the pair act normal again. The next scene is where Moncada talks to his father, where he explains he is going to give away all of the treasure so we can stop this hunt. Moncada tries to convince him to do it, but he doesn't comply. When he gets in his car, Joe is in the back waiting for him. Moncada gets in the front and says sorry, but then Joe kills him. The team arrive at the church where they look for the vault. They find engravings on the ground showing the clue in what direction to go in. They go below the church and find a button. Mary's statue twists, giving a clue. They look and find 2 keyholes. They apply their keys and it opens up a secret passageway. The book says they need to go 2 separate ways at the same time, so they track each other and split up. While Sully leaves, Joe is behind watching him, while the 2 henchmen go look for Nathan and Chloe. Nathan and Chloe explore the passage and find out the tunnel is full of booby traps. They explore where they find a locked door. Nathan kicks it, and they carry on where the tunnel starts to look more modern, getting them confused. They keep looking where they find a club, and the next door is across the club. Before they walk across, Nathan spots out the henchmen looking for them. They try blend in but get found. Chloe tries to solve the puzzle while Nathan fights them off. He uses his bartender skills somehow to fight off the henchmen, but Chloe then cracks the code, causing them to slide through and escape. They find the next step where there is a large tall room. They use key, however it sets off a trap, causing water to flood their tunnel. However, the book explains a riddle where the person onto needs to use their key to stop the water flooding. Sully, who is tracking them, who is above, finds the hole and tries to break the glass covering it. Before he breaks it, Joe comes from behind, threatening him to hand over the key. He is about to give it, however plays her. They have a fight, but just before Nathan and Chloe drown, Sully overpowers Joe by smashing her brains out. He puts in his key. This allows Nathan to open the hatch and saves Chloe from drowning and share a moment. They get to the next part of the tunnel where Sully is above them. They look and find the next hole to put in the key, however Nathan's key doesn't work. Sully looks around and finds a clue indicating they need to use both keys together to open the door. He throws the key down and Nathan puts the keys together, then causing the door to open successfully. They go inside and find 4 large pots. Nathan lifts Chloe up. She lifts the lid, however all she finds is salt. While she is looking, the pots all crack, leaving nothing but salt everywhere. This getting Nathan confused, he starts looking and finds a map. The map shows the next trail on where to go next to find the gold. While talking to Chloe, she looks behind and threatens him with a gun to pass over the map. Nathan, now even more confused, tries to convince her to put the gun down. She mentions his brother Sam and says it's best you ask Sully about what happened to him. Nathan, now even more confused, starts asking Chloe for an explanation, but she can't be asked and puts him to sleep. She takes the map and keys and leaves. Nathan wakes up and finds Sully, and he says Chloe ran off with the clue and keys. Nathan asks Sully what happened to Sam and how come he really isn't here. He explains him and Sam were looking for a clue in Spain, but started getting shot at. Sully got away, but Sam got shot and died. Nathan, upset, questions why he lied, however Sully explains he is the only person who might know where to next go to a clue. Feeling betrayed, Nathan leaves. The next scene, Joe goes to Moncada to report the latest news on the clues. However, here we learn that Chloe in fact works for Moncada instead and replaces Joe.
Yeah, Joe really is useless at her job.
While back at the hotel, Nathan has a go at Sully. However, they come to an agreement to finish what Sam had started and to go separate ways after. Sully agrees. Moncada meets Chloe where she hands him the map she stole. Sully and Nathan witness this from far and discuss a plan. Joe, Chloe, and Moncada analyze the map and figure out the next location to find the gold, so they set off and fly. On the plane, Moncada sits and explains how he is the chosen one to find the gold, but while talking, Joe slits his throat and kills him. Joe then notices Chloe is missing, so her team go looking. In the meantime, Sully and Nathan come out of the car's boot and retrieve the map. They go out, however, then encounter Joe. They look for a parachute and plan to jump off the plane. Just before they leave, Nathan confronts Joe about Sam. Meanwhile, Sully escapes because he actually has a brain. A shootout happens between everyone and cargo drops start flying out the plane. Nathan is then holding on while everyone tries to kill him outside the plane. Chloe and Joe get caught up in a hot girl shootout, but Chloe finishes by getting a parachute and drives off the plane in Moncada's car, hitting Nathan on her way out. Chloe jumps out of the car and have a super realistic chat. They fly off and jump on a cargo drop and set off the parachute just in time. They land in the water. While in the sea, they find shore and arrive on an island. Meanwhile, Joe lands in the Philippines. In the hotel, Nathan works out Sam must have been giving him clues when he sent him postcards. Chloe goes to sleep while Nathan eventually works out the clue. He uses the keys and finds the location of where the gold is. He leaves the wrong location for Chloe and is proven she is a hoe when she leaves him in the morning and tries to find it herself. Nathan, however, goes towards the location and is spotted by Joe. He ends up in a cave where he finds a secret entrance. He jumps in and finds the location of the gold. He goes in the ships feeling emotional. Sam isn't here. When Sully appears and shows he has been tracking him the whole time. They find the gold and Sully is happy. However, Nathan is not because he feels like Sully would betray anyone for anything. Sully apologizes and explains that Nathan is reason why he is here and shows he is grateful. While inside, they notice Joe and her men are coming through. They hide in the ship when they arrive. The men search the ships and don't find anyone, so Joe sends in a helicopter and flies the ships out of the area. Meanwhile, Sully and Nathan realize what's going on. They prepare and attack all of the guards on board. They have a fight and successfully get rid of everyone. Sully climbs the ships as they plan to hijack the helicopter. He goes in the cockpit and takes out the two pilots of ships, and then successfully takes control and flies the ship away. Joe sees this and orders the pilot to divert and follow them. The guards harpoon on the ship and jump over. All of a sudden, Nathan is now Tom Cruise and takes on all of them and overpowers them. While getting away, they almost crash. However, Sully just about makes it, just flying over the other helicopter. While they almost make it away, Joe and her pilot get close and Nathan fires a cannonball at them and hits them. Joe jumps off and the helicopter with the ship crash. Joe jumps on and releases the anchor, causing the ship to get stuck. Joe attacks Nathan and they fight on the ship. During this, Sully's bag full of his own gold falls off and gets caught on the helicopter. He grabs the bag, but just as he grabs it, Nathan asks Sully to save him. He chooses to save Nathan and throws his last piece of gold at Joe, knocking her off. Sully saves Nathan and the ship lands on Joe, killing her. The ship lands on the sea and then begins to sink. They sit in the helicopter and Sully gives one more look at the ship with the gold sinks. Just before they leave, Nathan gives Sully some gold he saved. They then fly off into the sunset as they completely wasted our time. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe and turn your notifications on. See you on the next one.